Hello, it is Janine from It's Naturally Neen. Today I wanted to do a little medication review for methotrexate. I was diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis at the age of 15, aka rheumatoid arthritis. And I was put on methotrexate immediately upon diagnosis. If you're watching my YouTube, you will understand that I am someone who highly promotes taking a more holistic approach, but I will say from the age of 15 up until like the age of 27, I relied solely on medication, and that alone ended up not being enough. Also, back note, when I was diagnosed with RA, it was in nearly every joint. I couldn't walk down the steps. I couldn't squeeze the toothpaste. I had trouble getting dressed on my own. I couldn't even chew my food because my jaw was so locked up. It was a very severe case of arthritis. So back to methotrexate. They put me on methotrexate immediately. They put me on the highest dose, and it was an injection. It did nothing at first. It absolutely did nothing. And the doctors, my case was so severe that they were able to override insurance and prescribe Enbrel immediately. As you'll hear in my review on Enbrel, the Enbrel worked like instantaneously. It was a miracle. And I do believe that the methotrexate aided in that. So I was doing so well on that combination that, after 4 years maybe on that, they tried to get me off the methotrexate because I was going to college, and what does every college student do? They drink alcohol. And they switched me from the injection to the pills, and we got down to 2 pills, and I was still symptom-free. I was like flying with flying colors, whatever that saying is. I was doing great. And then all of a sudden, it all came crashing down. Every symptom came back with a vengeance. The Enbrel was not enough to control it. So I was then led to believe that I needed methotrexate in order to feel good. But after that, they switched me to Humira. And the Humira wasn't working. It took a very long time to work, which I talk about in my other video. But that is to say, the methotrexate alone was not controlling my symptoms. It was only the methotrexate with the biologic that was effective for me. And I will say now, I'm currently on a biologic without the methotrexate, and I am having symptom relief from that biologic, but the disease is still active. If I eat the wrong thing, I feel it. So on the whole, my experience with methotrexate was it's not a game changer for me at all, but I do think that it was a necessary aid with those other medications. However, as we all know, it is hard on the liver. If you drink alcohol, it's really not a great option. So if your doctor's open to exploring a biologic, if you're at that level of severity without the methotrexate, it may be worth that shot. One other thing I will mention about the methotrexate is when I was at the highest dose, I had mouth sores all in my inner lip. It was a pretty horrendous reaction. I also had more sensitivity to the sun. And whenever I would take the drug, I would the next day either throw up or be very nauseous. Luckily, I'm not someone who had any hair falling out, but it wasn't a pleasant drug to take. I didn't look forward to it. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that gives you some insight into this drug. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear about your own experience with methotrexate. Drop it in the comments and click subscribe if you would like to see more content like this.